Let me show y'all how we take events that happened way in the past that prevent us from moving forward to the future. Jah power. Be king. Get free or die. Heavy is the head to wear the crown. Brothers and sisters, hit that like button. Subscribe to King Jah Power. Go over there to the throne of King Jah Power and subscribe. King Jah Power website on the way. Okay, and y'all already know God Jah Power Music YouTube page is already up. All right, and when the videos come, it's gonna be worth the wait. Trust me. Now, I got a video I want to show y'all today. Okay, but first, let me just bust it down. Now, the other day we was on the throne, right? And a snowman came up here and said African Americans is happy that slavery happened because they ended up in America, and that African Americans are better off in America than Africa. Okay, and it go right to the point because there's one thing out of when you talk about African Americans, is one thing that hurt the African American the most, because they hang on to it, but it's preventing us from going into the future, okay, with a proper perspective of history, okay? Your past formulates your future, okay? And that's the thing, you can't keep, and who told you this myth of Africans selling Africans, okay? And see, and I'm gonna play the video in a minute, but the thing is, and there's some comments in here too that I want to read for y'all, because this is how a lot of the people think when you talk about Africa or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of what we know today about the slave trade was taught to you by who? By who? Okay, now you could go to Africa and they got oral traditions. Okay, so you can't cut off the ties with your throne. See what I'm saying? Because that's what you're doing. You preventing yourself, okay, from having a great future, okay, and generations to come to have a great, prosperous future. See what I'm saying? You holding on events from the past, relics of the past, okay, that's weighing you down, okay, where you can't move on into the future. Okay, that's what we doing. That's what we doing as a people in the West today, especially in America. Okay, we even create groups, FBA, formulated around these type of theories. Okay, because we act like when Europeans showed up to Africa, the African kings and the African chiefs already had us in chains waiting on the Europeans. Let's get the timeline, the chronology. Okay, let's get the chronology correct first. Okay, so what we talking about here? We talking late 1400s, early 1500s. Okay, so say these people, Ferdinand and all of them, they soldiers, the Portuguese and the French and all of that, show up to the shores of Africa, right? The British show up to the shores of Africa. You know good and well when they showed up, we wasn't standing there in chains. What you talk about is Africans having their own system. Well, they had servitude. No, they had their own system. They used people to build homes, to aggregate agricultural land. You see what I'm saying? To aggregate the land. Okay, that's what it was for. So if you owe somebody a debt, okay, in other words, you paying them with your services, okay, and you walk away scot-free. Now, what you talking about is prisoners of war. And I'm going to play the video in a minute because this right here is the psychology of, African Americans. Oh, man, they sold us, man. You see what I'm saying? Well, who told you that? Okay, them people have been in Africa for like 200 years. And I was talking about on the other video on King Jah Power, man, we only start selling each other when we start losing. Okay? When we start losing. You talking about them people have been seeing how profitable the slave trading was. Then the European done lied to the people and say, well, they only gonna do a year. Okay? And we gonna bring her back. They never bring any back. Okay? So whatever treaties that they did have with any African chiefs or kings or whatever you want to call it, they didn't abide by it. You see what I'm saying? Which they didn't. You can't do much under the threat of a gun. Once we start losing, okay, all of the wars with the Belgium, okay, the French. You see what I'm saying? England. Once we start losing those, Yah Shantiwa, okay, Queen Nzinga, okay, those wars right there, the Zulu wars and all of that, okay. Once we start losing, then even then, it still took another 100 years for us to actually get involved. And the ones that was involved was the Moors. Okay? The Islamic Moors. Okay? Because Moors, they was in Europe. And once they got kicked out of Europe, they came down to Africa, showed them how to get to America and Africa, which they had maps of that Nubians had left, the Moors had took to Spain, okay? And they gave them to the Europeans, not never thinking they was going to get kicked out. Once they kicked them out, though, the remnants of them that was left went down into Africa as soldiers and fought in the war in Zion with Mussolini, fought on the side of Mussolini, okay, with the British, with Elizabeth, okay? And y'all was, getting on me because I was laughing when she passed on. Good. This woman was a demon. This woman was responsible for killing millions of people. Period. I don't care what the color was. See, y'all acting like, snow life is greater than black life. That's goofy. See what I'm saying? Life is life. See what I'm saying? But you ain't got to instill that into black people. It's them other people with all of that racism and all that negative speaking of blackness. See what I'm saying? They got it. They cannot. Listen, man, when you talk about African history to any European, I don't care which one it is, unless it's maybe Miss Jane Elliott or something, outside of her, if you tell any history about Africans, he started to get cognitive dissonance. His damn self. Let's just keep it real. He cannot accept. He got in his mind, you ain't nothing more than a slave. And you will never be nothing more than that. And we proving them right because we use these same relics, okay, from the past that he taught you, okay, and you bring them into real life today and just repeat it over and over and over to the people. Now, I'm going to play the video right quick, and y'all like the video. Drop out. Let's see if we can bring it up. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we ain't got no sound. Let's hold on. See if we can get some sound finally. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me get this pulled back up. I don't know why it ain't playing. The sound ain't playing. Let's see here. Might have to push on mute. Let's find it. Boom. Boom. Here you go right here. All right, let it pull up, family. Like the video, because this critical, family. It's critical. Because this the way the people think. And they're going to continue to think this way until, we can fix the psychology of the people. There is no other way. See, this is what you call the front lines.
I want to get as many African Americans back home to Africa as I possibly can.
Why? They sold us into slavery. No, I'll pass. Y'all can go back if you want to. Let me know how them zebra burgers taste. Oh, man, I'm good with my freedoms, man. Why? I'm not really hating. If y'all want to go back, go back. I'm American. I'm going to stay loyal to the soil.
But the soil don't stay loyal to you. That's the point. See, y'all don't even get the whole point. This man, he can't see the greatness that he got a chance to be a part of. None of them can because he's saying, why? You can't even explain it. See, how you know what Africa is if you never been? the only thing that they going off of, and I'm going to find it because I want to play it again. You see what I'm saying? Akon just came in and said, look, I want to take every African-American I can to Africa. Why? Because the only way you're not going to believe what nobody going to say, you're just going to have to see it for yourself. That's just like when I met Ash Rockways. I wasn't going for no knowledge or nothing. I was just trying to get out the hood because people were getting shot. The police was locking folk up. You see what I'm saying? And, just so happened, we went to the Nile Valley. It could have been Japan. They were like, King, we going to Tokyo. Man, the hood was so hot. I would have been in Japan talking about konnichiwa. You see what I'm saying? But just so happened, we went to the Nile Valley. Now, when you go with Ash Crazy and he asks us not to tell the trip because, he want to make it a surprise. But what you going to see is something, you can see in no other country in Africa. I'm just going to be real. You can see little pyramids, you can see certain pyramids in Nigeria and West Africa and something like that. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about what you going to see and you with a master teacher. And so, he gonna take you to 3 different countries. That's all I'm gonna give it to you. See what I'm saying? He gonna take you down the Nile. I'm telling you, I ain't even gonna give up the surprise. Y'all need to get with Ash Crazy and go with him. I guarantee you that'll change all perspectives of all minds. No other ancient culture in the world gonna do it like that. I'm just telling you that's the only thing, and I'm not just talking about just Egypt. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about Sudan, Ethiopia, okay, all the way to the beginning of the Nile, okay? And you do that one trip with Ash Crazy. You would never believe none of this ever again. It'll be over with. Then, because, like I was talking about on the throne, I say, man, we in Africa, whatever, people over there or whatever, and they disrespect the Africans, they not going to do that in front of us, because if you in Africa, they going to know you know. They might can't tell us apart. But soon as they hear, the American accent, because you ain't over there for nothing, okay? They know that you scared to come, because when we look on the plane and look in the, you get there or look on some pictures or something, it's all of them living in the great areas, okay? Even though it's too hot for them to be there, they be there. Where is you at? Okay, now let me play this man again, okay? Because I want y'all to hear this, the psychology in it that I'm saying. See what I'm saying? That's important. Like the video, family. Let me did it again. Hold on, let me unmute it. There it is.
They sold us into slavery. No, I'll pass. Y'all can go back if you want to. Let me know how them zebra burgers taste. Oh, man, I'm good with my freedoms, man.
Hold up. What freedoms do you have? Can somebody that think like him or whoever, because there's a lot of y'all that think like that on this internet. Show me what do you have in America that you can offer black people, okay? What have you got from America outside of food stamps and being able to vote? And y'all vote just because you can. Y'all don't vote to get nothing out of it. You just vote just because the snowman be voting, okay? And it's a cool, conversation at work, but they don't even talk politics with you. They'll just throw it out there. You see what I'm saying? And then you will make your vote off that. See what a conversation at work. See, this is how you is. But what is you doing in America? Show me any of these little groups. I don't care which one, FBA or indigenous wobbles or whatever. Show me what you doing. What can you offer black folks? Black people are not spending money. Yeah, we about to go to the reservations with the Indians. They right there in Wyoming or wherever they at, Utah, wherever they at. They over there. So if black Americans was some type of Indians, you would see black people going to the reservations in masses. Because you don't have to get on no plane to do that. See, I busted them down. See what I'm saying? If you was an Indian, black people would be it wouldn't be it wouldn't have never been a thing as Pan-Africanism if we wasn't no Africans. Okay? I just want to say that, because that bang everything right there. See, there was Pan-Africanism before these people was ever born. So what you saying today, it's just not real. Ain't nobody coming to no great conclusion this man, Fat Boy, and Tariq since 2017. Get out of here. Get out of here. They've been on the map about 5-6 years or something, and y'all following that instead of the greats that's done set up whole organizations and platforms across this globe. It's Pan-African whole communities. It's Pan-African centers in the motherland. You ain't just showing up. You do your research, you could just pop up at one of the centers. They'll help you get a crib. See what I'm saying? But, you know, I ain't saying me, but, you know, anybody out there that's business-minded and know a trade or something, it'll be easier for you to do it. These is people that have no skills, no type of real education. And if they do, they're not using it right. Okay? They're not using it right. Because you using your skill to enrich this man country. You talking about you enjoying the freedoms that you got, and people getting smoked every day. What freedoms? You not free if the police, if you a citizen, the police will not be able to just beat your people down. There will be no Trayvon Martin. There will be no Mike Brown and Sandra Bland. You want me to keep going? There will be none of that. That wouldn't even exist. Why? Because you're not free. You just not. But you got that fear, see, Africaphobia. I mean, I'm doing them videos, go watch them. They got that Africaphobia up in them. See what I'm saying? And how could you come to a conclusion about something before you even do any research? Or you do, because if you done a little bit of research, you could tell this man ain't, okay? If you done a little bit of research, you could tell them that they ain't. But what is he doing? He holding on to a relic in the past. Oh, man, they sold us, man. Africans was not standing on the coast. How did they contact Europeans to come get your black ass then? See? A sale take communication. Why did Europeans come to Africa in the first place? Okay? They came for you. Okay? Don't care how they got it done. They got your black ass. And you never say nothing about them. You never say shit about them. You always come up here, well, Africans did this, and Africans done that, and Africans did this. Show us the proof. Show us the proof. You don't got none. Let dumb finish.
What?
Hold on. I'm going to run it back. Because, I mean, it's critical, bro. It's critical. It's the critical thinking in the mind of the African American, man. We got to get that scary Afrophobia out our mind. We got to tend to be strong like KINGJAHPOWER.
Why? They sold us into slavery. No, I'll pass. Y'all can go back if you want to. Let me know how them zebra burgers taste. Oh, man, I'm good with my freedoms, man.
What's your freedoms?
Why? I'm not really hating. If y'all want to go back.
Why? Because you can economically enrich yourself. Now, look at this. Listen to this now. I'm going to read a few of these comments because these niggas stupid. Now, look. They always vocal about who bought you, but very quiet about who sold you. No. See, they believe, like I said, that when what did the European come for then? Answer that question. See what I'm saying? He came for you. See, but they believe that Africans, I don't know how Africans got in touch with Europeans and said, okay, we about to sell these Africans to some Europeans. Okay? See, here you go. I can't go back to somewhere that I never been. Okay? Now look, hold up. It's just one on here that just brutal. Brutal. Let's see if it'll come up. Now it's going to make me go to it. But the other comment was saying that, almost like the first one, well, why,
I want to get as many.
Hold on, I'm going to go back to it. Let me pull it back up. Hold up. Boom. But the other comment was saying, just like the other one, as if Africans was done already chained African Americans up. They was African Americans when they was over there, okay? or they'll say Israelites. We was Israelites when we was in Africa. And then you look in the Bible, they said they sold us on the bottom of some ship. They'll take anything, all them relics from the past, like I said in the beginning, okay, and use that to prevent us from moving forward in the future. Don't let them do it, because you got to let that go. The people, like we watched the Woman King, the people, the homie tribe, the people that sold, when by the time that came, the European had been in Africa, still in Africa for 250 years. By the time the Woman King came, okay, in that time period, they had already been in Africa for a damn near 300 years, still in Africans. So don't blame that shit on no Africans. Africans, you got bad people everywhere. Again, let's put it in proper perspective. By that time, Africans was already Islamized. And in Islam, if you're not Islamic, you a slave. So any Africans that have regular African traditions got sold. Period. So you gonna blame a African that's out his mind into some fake religion like y'all is today, okay, for, something that they had already done. And this man sitting here laughing and but you can see he don't make no sense. He out his mind. He out his damn mind. I'm gonna let it load up. Hold up. I ain't trying to come back up, but run it back and like the video for me, family, because just listen to the psychotic. Who told them that, first of all, okay? And why is they repeating a myth? Africans was not standing on the corner, got some fake Israelites chained up. You see what I'm saying? Waiting on the European to show up. Because how would you even know they was coming? You see what I'm saying? To even formulate a thinking that Africans sold us, you would already had to know the Europeans was coming, i.e. who they supposedly sold you to. They pulled up, and they had all, by the time you seen, the Woman King with the Dahomey tribe and all these different tribes, Fulani and all that, who was involved in the slave trade. Tell me what kings and what tribes it was, but by the time you see them, they had already been in the slave trade for 200, 300 years. So what you talking about Africans selling Africans was damn near at the end of slavery. Okay? Damn near at the end of slavery when they outlawed slavery, okay, in America, okay, all of the Americas, okay? When they outlawed slavery, that's when you start seeing Africans, because it was the black market then. They were trying to get in and get out, and they were willing to pay a higher price than normal. And then the Africans drunk, so they was out their mind, okay? But see, y'all talk about all this on the surface. What about all the peoples in the water that we lost? All right, family, like this video right here on KINGJAHPOWER. See, we got to dive into the psychological aspect on these Negroes. See what I'm saying? Because this is where it's at. All of that, everything else is good that everybody out there teaching. But this right here is where we need to be. We need to fix our people's psychological, historical memory. Because if they don't know, who they are, where they came from, how you going to get to where you want to go? Just tell me. You're not going to be able to do it. Stop spreading the myth like Africans was standing on the corner, down there in, on the Cape Coast or whatever, with a bunch of Africans ready to sell you. To who? To who? Oh, man, they already were doing it. Nah, don't nobody want to hear that. Who told you that? All right, family, like this video. I'm going to see y'all in a minute. Jah Power. Be King. Pan-Africanism or die.